Seriously? We're reviewing this? Nobody even cares. Whatever, let's go.
What are you looking at?
Catechumen is a Christian first-person shooter and one of the strangest games I've ever played. It was developed by N'Lightning Software, the studio of one Reverend Ralph Bagley. Since 1996, he had wanted to create a less brutal alternative to the Dooms and Quakes of the time, with a Christian spin of course.
Remember, confrontation is often best avoided.
Investors only came around to the idea in 1999 though, when the Columbine massacre plunged video games into disrepute. At $830,000, it was the most expensive Christian game of its time. The Genesis 3D based title, then released in September of 2000, you could perhaps say it was developed at 2 times Godspeed? Oh my, I'm actually sorry about that one. Released in September of 2000, the game was hated and ignored by the press. No surprise there, Star Trek Voyager Elite Force had come out 2 weeks earlier. The game's set in ancient Rome, and you are a catechumen, or a soon-to-be baptized Christian who fights demons, saves his brothers, and bests Satan himself. Boring story made short, there's a few voiced NPCs here who provide some flimsy context for your actions, and that's basically it. Seeing how Quake's gameplay was made Christian here is perhaps more interesting. Your health packs are biblical scrolls, your railgun is a sword, your super nail gun is 3 swords on a rotor? Yeah, I'm not kidding. And your grenade launcher is a scepter and so on. You don't kill these Romans, by the way, you just free them of their demons. While you're at it, you convert those polytheistic heathens to Christianity with your laser sword. If that's not a violation of freedom from religion, then I don't know what is. So N'Lightning borrowed a lot of ideas from Quake, and the nice side effect is that Catechumen plays a lot like Quake. I don't even regret finishing the whole thing. Speeding through hallways, shooting, finding pickups and new guns makes for some old school fun, but just not in any profound way. I loved using this dumb 3-bladed sword, but so much here is just lackluster. And I'm not talking about the platforming sections or the simple block puzzles. Hey, 3 years later Tales of Symphonia had block puzzles and everyone loves Tales of Symphonia. Except Chinoga on Metacritic, who gave the game 0 points and wants to see it banned in Germany. Comedy aside, enemy AI isn't varied, visual feedback could be better, and you need to be really far away to dodge projectiles, but that could just be a problem with modern hardware. For a Christian game, it's unusually close to its less sanctimonious progenitors. Isn't this too scary for the children of Christian parents the game was actually made for? Besides, trial and error encounters like these would definitely have given 12-year-old me a conniption fit. From a playability standpoint, however, it's still a digestible game as it offers manual saves and mostly guides the player well. I still got stuck, but never for very long. I might have called the final boss Satan a highlight if the guy wasn't such a bullet sponge. Here you're using slip gates to fall back to other parts of the level, replenish your health and ammo while Satan teleports after you. That's a lot more interesting than simply fighting in a single arena, but the sheer amount of hit points old Satan sports means you kinda have to save scum through it. Like so many older PC games, Catechumen requires a bit of fiddling. Glorious 4K or 1080p may only be achieved via a glide wrapper, key bindings are trash, and you better limit that frame rate to 50 or else new weapons won't spawn. I never got the second one because of this glitch. Sorry fellow frame rate enthusiasts. Now I don't think that pseudo-photorealism is the only legitimate visual aesthetic, but there's no getting around the fact that large parts of Catechumen are downright ugly. All of the animations are devilishly bad, however in a few places it does make something of its blocky 90s aesthetic. For example, when it uses colored static lighting well, or has some interesting level design ideas. Now I'm not factoring in the game's release year here because why would I? Late in the game, Catechumen sent me a moral message. Gambling is bad because demons are bad. At which point I facepalmed and had a laugh at the game's expense. But I'm still not a fan of the instant conversion by way of sword laser. Hey, maybe the guy liked being a polytheist. Oh, and there are Bible verses when you pick up scrolls. I accidentally turned that off. I think even the theologians studying this game would agree that the religious content is maybe a bit blunt and blatant. Believe it or not, Enlightening Software did go on to make another Christian shooter, and I might just look at it in another video. Catechumen's gameplay was at least more tolerable than I expected. All the rest left a lot to be desired. Or did it? No, Catechumen wouldn't be better if it was better. Whatever appeal the game has, it definitely comes from that camp factor. If you can laugh at a bad game, Catechumen might be the one to laugh at.